All right, so spiritual warfare, people. Spiritual warfare. That, or it's Mercury retrograde shadow, or is it just a coincidence that those two things go hand in hand, huh? Or is that just language so we can feel connected to something we feel? And we're learning the language to decipher what the right questions are, so the answers won't be too repetitive. All right, so I did a reading. I shuffled it and I just read from the bottom. And the volume didn't work. So I'm going to shorten it up. First card out, the Tower. Look at that, Martian Uranian energy, transformative. It's a plutonic function, expression, a happening, epiphanies, rising. It's when you jump off of Capricorn into Aquarius and you feel the wind for the impact of the unknown. We must rise and fall many times to learn how to fly. We build it upon the forefathers, the ancestors, the mountain, the stone, the altar. We build it up, it gets knocked down. And this is hubris and nemesis working through us so we can learn. Now the next card was the Six of Pentacles. I read always. This is how I'm called. The next card is Six of Pentacles here. And you can see it's given 3 pentacles, the construction of something new, to 2 needy hands, to 2 limp hands. They don't know how to create. They need help. Now this person doesn't look too happy. They figured by now these hands would have learned how to create their own coins maybe. That's a Saturnian process of Libra here, where Taurus and Libra kind of combine for the relational value of life. And really it's the tempering and the weighing at the scale of our own value with others, knowing our worth is potential within us, and being void and open to the scales of karma and life and the unconscious to inform us. If only the mind will unite with the emotion and hold that. And that's the process we learn to know the devil, to know the darkness, the shadow, the hold. Behind the devil's head, you can see this open space. It looks like an escape. It looks like an enlightenment, a potential. Something outside the form of the construct, outside the gaze of the mind. And you see the sword hand here in the right hand, Jupiter, Saturn, rising up for the form. Looks like he's holding his wing, constructing something. It's a Saturnian card, Capricornian energy, but it is just form on earth, realized through all means necessary, so we can know the dark from the light. So here the phallical tail here is consumed, the attention, hypnotized Eden here, or Eve, or Lilith, or the feminine, the open receptive aspects of us. And sometimes we identify with what that is unconsciously and we bring it conscious. And that way our yang, our creative expression, is captive to the shadows. And you can see the gaze of this automaton, this slave to the fire, to the passion. it brings him down so that he can learn the value of the burn. And in this, the unconscious of the conscious is ensnared in the game of life, the form, the expressions. And so sometimes we realize stark realizations we've been given to our shadows through other people and other dynamics and the news and all these other things. Family dynamics, things we learn, things that were handed down to us from the ancestors, and we've got to cultivate them. All right, but it leaves us a little bit shell-shocked, a little bit manic. We hang on to the things that we feel bring us value. We get pentacles on the mind. We become atomistic, materialistic. We see the value in the icon because we can't hold it within. But we know inherently within us there is value. We hold on to something. And we're adorned with the robes, and we build these huge walled cities and these beautiful places where we got all this convenience, and we just fall into the grooves of life and we forget we're creators. And sometimes we got to lose a pentacle to know to rebuild, and that's what's happening here under the right arm. Eventually this person will grip too hard and lose that pentacle on the right. And that wakes the sleeping beast from the trance, so that you can realize your Eight of Swords, your mania, whatever's holding you is the process. And it looks so many different ways depending upon your perspectives. Eventually you'll see where your enemies were your teachers, and that this fashion shoot here was a process in your progression, evolution, your growth, your expression. As you can see what happens here during this, at the center of the reed, this ensnarement through the ego mind mental loops, echo response. We are cultivating spirit. We're holding in a pattern so that the light of the stars can rain down the river of our ancestors through us. And it takes processes of life to realize that. And so we stand in this awareness through living. And eventually we transmute, transform. And we become our processes. Our hermetic expression becomes our awareness in life. And once we've boiled our passions to a certain point, we pour them into the cup to cool, and we become refreshed, balanced. We become at one with our processes, and the beliefs show us the value. And that brings us to new foundations. This is a nice one, Ten of Pentacles here. We got this grandfather who read Dante, followed the Greyhound, and brought back an entire generation. There's the youngster's Greyhound. When you follow the Greyhound, when you follow your instincts, your impulse, your desires, they lead you eventually to the end. Some people can rest easy, after they've been through the fire. Other people, they'll rebuild this tower and break it down many, many times until they feel settled. And that's where the world is brought into form. The most powerful deck in the last, most powerful card in the deck in the last draw here. Now you see the fixed signs. We got Scorpio here with the Phoenix, the Eagle, bringing vision awareness to the reality of what the value of life can be. What's valuable? What do we build so we can build the empire of the fire, to hone the spirit and the heritage of growth, of breaking to new paradigms? The kaleidoscope of mind married to the reason of existence through balancing emotions. Now all this was pulled from the bottom of the deck, and this was at the top, which is now the bottom. So this is the process of the Five of Pentacles, learning your worth, your value, and you got to lose yourself sometimes to know what that is so that you can bring whatever that might be to new spirit, to realization. All right, I'm not going to look at any more of this. All right, that's a read. I hope the volume worked, and if it did, that's cool. All right, take care.